Hello and welcome. My name is Addie, and yet again, welcome. I want to tell you a little bit about myself because this is a first for me. Well, let's get started. My favorite color is purple. I'm 5'3", yada yada yada. That's not important. What I really want to talk to you guys is what it's like to live with ADHD on a daily basis. But first, time for an ADHD crash course. First question that I know you guys are all thinking about is, what does ADHD stand for? Well, ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. With ADHD, you don't develop it over time, you're born with it. Yes, ADHD can be hereditary, so you could have gotten it from one of your parents, but ADHD can also just happen. Yeah. You don't know right away if your child has it. It tends to start to show in early school years. Is there a cure for it? And the answer to that is no. There is no cure for it. But there are some medications that you can have prescribed to you to help with it. Crash course over. Not gonna lie, having ADHD can make life pretty interesting. There can be some ups and downs shown in the chart right here. As you can see, we got super awareness, hyper focus, we got some cons. Focusing can be an issue, getting distracted, and the list continues. I have to say, before I move on, all symptoms are different for people with ADHD. No one's the same. People might have similar traits, but no one is the same. And now for my side. I do get that occasional adrenaline rush, and it's hard to sit still. But I also experience some other things as well. I tend to get distracted a lot, like a lot type of a lot. Yes, I know everyone gets distracted, but mine's kind of like an obscene amount, if you know what I mean. It's almost kind of like a weird superpower in a way. And with this superpower, you have the ability to change topics very easily and do multiple things at the same time. It's kind of like juggling in a way. One example I would have to use for being able to change the topic very easily, I have to use my mom for. My mom has ADHD just like me, and she's also like my best friend. But this is usually how some conversations go. Hey, mom. Hi, love. Remember, you need to do the dishes today. Before I do that, I need your input on something. For what? I was gonna ask you what happens when there's a chemical imbalance in the brain. Oh, that's great. Well, you see. And then she just keeps going. And therefore, I have saved myself another day from the dishes. My mom is studying to become a physician's assistant, and she studies neuroscience and psychology on the side, so that's the reasoning for the topic. But this keeps her talking for hours. But she loves to talk to me about everything, so it works. And so this topic changing ability tends to work around 85% of the time, just not when the dishes are so high that she won't cook until they're all done. But oh well. Another thing I do is procrastinate really well. Do I have schoolwork to do? Yeah. Am I gonna go learn another language instead? Yes. I will literally learn anything under the moon and not do my schoolwork. For example, hey mom, I just learned how to play the ukulele. Oh, that's great, but did you finish your schoolwork? No. One thing I've learned about ADHD is that there's no medium setting. You can either think way too fast and work very slowly, or you think really fast and work really fast. I personally think fast, but work slow. Unless it's something I'm passionate about, then all bets are off, and that's the one thing I'm gonna do. And when I say we can think really fast, I really mean we think fast, like faster than the speed of like Sonic the Hedgehog kind of fast. I just wrote an entire book that could become a bestseller in my mind, but I still can't think of the answer to number 2 on my homework. With this, it has one of its downsides. It can be really hard to focus in class and do work because I get distracted very easily. And I can zone out at any time and really quickly. Remember how I said ADHD can work differently for each person? Well, I want to use my little brother as an example. As I said before, I get distracted really easily and it's harder for me to focus. Brother, on the other hand, is freaking amazing. It's hard for him to sit still periods of time, but when it comes to something he likes to do, or even his schoolwork. He'll get it done in a blink of an eye. It's insane. And with this, it brings me to another superpower, and it's called hyperfocus. Hyperfocus is an amazing thing we can do. When there's something you really want to do, or you know you have to get something done in a certain amount of time, our brain focuses in, like enhanced eyesight, and we get everything done that needs to be done in amazing timing as well. Despite how amazing this is, there is a downside or two. When we're in hyperfocus zone, everything around us or happening around us, even time itself is non-existent. We also kind of forget about ourselves during the process. At the moment, all we care about is being done. So we tend to forget to drink water or eat. And like I said, time doesn't exist, which means we go as long as we need to get it done. All I have to say to this is goodbye, sleep. Other than that, it's pretty awesome. Another good perk of ADHD is our ability to work around problems and even find solutions relatively fast. Because of how ADHD affects the way we think, act, and respond to things, we have to learn to adapt and find different ways to do some things that other people could do with ease, which makes us able to come up with solutions that works just as well as the original or actions that work better than the original. To be honest, I could talk about this all day. It's definitely an interesting subject I like to point. But I kind of have to stop myself before I make your brain explode and make my own explode. It's for the both of us, trust me. And with that, I will end that here. I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching. And if you like my content or what I talk about, then, well, of course, like, comment, subscribe.